Rhea Ripley versus Rey Mysterio happening? Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo VXT are the new Knockouts Tag Champions. Jade Cargill defeats Madison Rayne to retain the TBS title, and Athena keeps on goofing around. Liv Morgan hits the Stratusfaction on Shayna Baszler, and B-Fab returns. Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell, this is DS and this is Women's Wrestling Weekly. This video is being uploaded slightly later than usual because I'm coming back from Lady Gaga Chromatica Ball, but let's get right into Raw. Alright, so we saw two matches on Raw. First, Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Doudrop and Nikki ASH for the Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament. First round. They're really doing this tournament justice with all the recaps and everything, trying their best to bring back the glories of the tag team title. So Asuka and Alexa were accompanied by the women's champion herself, Bianca Belair, so you know who's winning in this match. Asuka and Alexa tried their best to show some teamwork here. They did some cute moves here and there, but what stood out to me the most has to be Doudrop. She was incredible in this match, all the way from running crossbody that squashed Alexa to that Michinoku driver on Asuka that was all very awesome. But while Nikki and Doudrop did put up a good fight, we ultimately see Asuka pick up a win from Doudrop with an impressive looking cross arm breaker. It was really cool. By the way, I loved how randomly we saw Tamina and Dana Brooke watching this match backstage, and even the commentary team was so confused. They were like, they're there wanting the title even though they are gone from the tournament. Post-match, Bayley, Dakota, Io come out to do a face-off with Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka. I'll say Alexa and Asuka are not the most believable tag team, but their match against Dakota and Io will be a fun one to see. I also noticed, and I know that some of you have been commenting this too, that they're keeping Asuka and Io from touching each other, which is really cool. I love that WWE's blue balling me with that, so this was a fun match.
Good. Not bad!
Next we get Dana Brooke versus Dakota Kai, Dakota Kai's first singles match on the main roster. So before the match, Dakota is interviewed by Sarah, and my favorite part, when Io speaks in Japanese and Bayley goes like, exactly.
私たちは勝つこと以外ありえないってこと。Exactly.
Bayley is so freaking good. I also love the fluidity in this backstage segment. Like, Dakota stops the interview and walks over to Dana, who's ready 24/7, but she's really just scared of losing her 24/7 title backstage. Love this interaction. Getting into this match, it was a short 2-minute match. Dana was able to get in a bit of an offense to hit her go-to moves here and there, but ultimately Dakota Kai defeats her with a piercing running boot to the face for the pin. The commentary, by the way, was so annoying. Corey Graves is wilding yet again, coming for Dana's neck.
Did you just say that Dana Brooke is fighting for all the veterans?
She is a veteran.
I'm pretty sure Dakota Kai has been wrestling significantly longer than Dana Brooke has.
But it was kind of funny when they said Dana was fighting for the veterans here, and I'm like, wait, what? Corey does have a point. Bayley was so funny with the commentary, as usual. She's so funny. Yeah, great showcase of Dakota Kai. I'm very satisfied. And lastly, Rhea gets a face-off with Rey Mysterio, asking Rey to hit her, but Rey is a gentleman, so he can't do that, and basically gets distracted over and over by Rhea and gets destroyed by Judgment Day. And at the end, Rhea hits a huge DDT on Rey Mysterio on the steel chair. It was so good. I really need Rey Mysterio versus Rhea Ripley match. Come on. I mean, it seems like Rey versus Rhea, or at least Dominic versus Rhea, is where they're building to with all these teases, right? I don't think Aaliyah Mysterio is going to be involved realistically, so we shall see. Did I tell you I have big meatballs? I just feel like it's a vital information for you because this week's review is sponsored by Sheath Underwear. Perfect for mine and your steamy meatballs. You remember Sheath when I shoved the banana and tangerine into an underwear, and you know you're getting that again because I just went to grocery store for this spot because with Sheath, I can go out in the sultry summer weather without getting my balls all sweaty because what? Their boxers are designed to keep your balls off your legs. Sheath has 2 individual compartments to keep everything down there separate and cool and comfortable, preventing skin-on-skin contact for long durations which can build up heat and sweat. Ball 1, ball 2, enough space for 2 big balls. And lastly, it goes right into this pouch. Sheath hung, and from one veteran to another, Sheath was invented by a US Army veteran who came up with the idea for Sheath during his second tour in Iraq where it's hot as hell and his boys needed to breathe. So click the link below and use the code RINGTHEBELL at checkout, or go to sheathunderwear.com/ringthebell for 20% off, and I'll do a Bella dance for you with the Sheath Underwear on. You can look, but you can't touch. That's sheathunderwear.com/ringthebell, or just click the link below and use the code RINGTHEBELL for 20% off. Thank you, Sheath, for keeping my meatballs all cool. WWE NXT time, and we got tons of women's action this week. First with Nikita Lyons versus Kiana James. I know Kiana is the camp queen and she's getting a lot of love online. I mean, it's cute seeing her wear all that Cameron schoolgirl outfit with the glasses and an ugly bag. We're gonna talk about that ugly bag later. She's the smartest woman in NXT. That's a tough character to sell. We then see backstage Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark address their random pairing heading into the tag tournament for WWE. They totally know it's random, but they said because it's random, it'll throw their competitors off. In this match, Kiana gets smart and attacks Nikita's injured knee, but Lyons gets back up, kicks her in the face, and finishes Kiana off with a split splash for the pin in 4 minutes. And post-match, Kiana attacks Nikita with an ugly bag, seemingly alluding that this feud might be continuing. Either way, this was really to put Nikita over, and it did its job.
Good. Not bad.
Next was Thea Hall versus Ariana Grace. Thea is now part of Chase U, and this is her NXT debut match. And I guess she gave Ariana a bruise on her eyes, which I don't know if it was real or not, but it worked perfectly with her beauty queen gimmick. I'm very intrigued with Ariana's character work here because it's really, really great. Yes, she's the daughter of the great Santino Marella, but their match for the first half was mostly just rest holds. Later in this match, we see Thea go berserk like Montez Ford or Ultimate Warrior, which I did not expect from her. At the end, we see Ariana take the victory with Wade Barrett's Wasteland, but she calls it the Waistline, which is a really cute change of the name. This was a fun match.
Good. Not bad.
Main event time was Zoe Starks versus Cora Jade with Mandy on the commentary. So Cora has done tons of heel work in the indies, so she already seems so stable with her heel work. And I'm telling you, she really is daughter of AJ Lee because I got the split-second image of AJ from all the hair flips and everything. Zoe obviously shows her explosive athleticism, but what I really loved was the storyline in this match because Cora didn't come here to win. So last week, remember, Mandy asked her to take Zoe out and Cora will get the title match instead. So here, she's not trying to win, she's just trying to take Zoe out with the whipping mid-match. We then see Roxanne Perez pop up to take the stick away, and Stark then picks up the win from Cora with the awesome flip GTS in an 11-minute match. Post-match, Roxanne chases Cora off, and Zoe takes out Mandy with the flip GTS again, but this time landing Mandy's head on the title. She's thankfully all good, but that looked deadly as great match, great action, I am very stratified. Zoe has a lot to prove to win me over since that whole Japanese restaurant extravaganza, but she's on the right track. We also saw some interesting intergender alliance forming backstage in NXT. Pretty Deadly hanging out with Lash Legend, and you know I love some Pretty Deadly. Then Sanga said he's gonna help Valentina Ferros and Elisa Leon find balance and perspective before they get to challenge Kaden and Katana. So throughout WWE, it seems like they're showing a lot more fluid backstage interactions among superstars instead of having them siloed, which I really, really love. We also saw a Toxic Attraction promo package showing their Rockstar Life. I really don't know what Rockstar Life is. I'm more of a K-pop life. Maybe that's why I don't understand their character, but it's a good sign that they are trying to build JC and Gigi's character more outside of being just Mandy's goons. AEW Dynamite time, we saw the TBS Championship match between Madison Rayne and undefeated Jade Cargill. Love Madison's gear here. Super cute. We all knew though Madison was not going to defeat Jade in this match. But I was expecting a great match between the two as Madison Rayne is a veteran and she's a new coach of AEW. They did have great spots like Hurricanrana outside and a huge spear from Jade Cargill, but it was very visible how Madison was leading this match and their communications seemed a little off at points. At the end though, Madison spikes Jade with a huge DDT, rolls Jade up as she was distracted when she accidentally pump kicked Kiera, but Jade Cargill was able to reverse cross Rayne with Jade to pick up the win, defeating Madison Rayne. Post-match, Athena shows up behind Jade, being all Athena, I'll say. I don't know, at this point, she doesn't really care about Fallen Goddess character, does she? She's just being her goofy ass self, which I decided to love. She's having the best time in AEW, and I love that for her. And one thing I didn't catch though until later was that Athena was apparently sitting next to Layla Gray in the baddie section. And this I feel like AEW production should have done more teases throughout the match because most people didn't catch Athena sitting there in disguise. Heading into AEW's biggest pay-per-view, All Out, it seems like we'll be finally getting Jade Cargill versus Athena. Do you want to see Athena take the title off of Jade? I mean, she wasn't able to end Asuka's undefeated reign, so she gotta end some undefeated reign. I'm personally ready to see Jade's undefeated streak end already, so I'm rooting for you, Athena. Overall, this was a really entertaining segment. We then see Tony Schiavone talking to Thunderstorm about how Chris Statlander is injured again, which makes Tony Storm the #1 contender for Thunder Rosa's AEW Women's Championship. I'm so sad that Statlander is injured again, because she's my first pick for upcoming champion. She's so talented. But with this news, I think we'll be building for Thunder Rosa versus Tony Storm at All Out, but we'll probably can't have All Out without DMD, so triple threat with Britt Baker too. And then we also saw heel Anna Jade.
Hey, you!
Choking girls backstage. She's so unhinged. Impact Wrestling time, we got Killer Kellick's Impact debut match against enhancement talent Tiffany Niven. Killer still has that deadly look all the way from Mae Young Classic days, but it just got sleeker and more intensified. Love her mouth guard, especially when she smiles. She looks so unhinged. Her kicks were so strong here and her movements were predatory. And she finishes the match with Killer Clutch. Very satisfied with this match, excited to see more from Killer Kelly. Next, we got Mia Yim versus Madison Rayne. Madison's last Impact Wrestling match for now. This was a really fun one, nicely built as intensity by the end. The crucifix bomb really gagged me at the end, and we saw Madison attempting to cross Rayne on Mia, but she reverses it with the pellet kick, picks up the win with the Eat defeat. Great match for Mia heading into Emergence, but we're gonna talk about the Emergence match. This was a good appetizer. We get the whole entree there. Stratusfied. Let's move to AEW Rampage AAA Mixed Tag Team title match. Ty Mello and Sammy Guevara versus Dante Martin and Sky Blue. Yes, Ty had a name change from Ty Conti to Ty Mello. She talked about it during our interview with her before. Conti is her ex-husband's name that she kept, and Mello is part of her birth name. So now that she got married to Sammy, she ditched the Conti, it seems. And you can say all you want about how yuck this lovey-dovey couple is, but I love their chemistry, and they were an incredible heel team against the hometown hero, Dante Martin and fan favorite, but where have you been, Sky Blue? I almost forgot how good Ty was in the ring, because she brought some really interesting judo-inspired moves here. Her pump kick was on point, and my favorite part was when she was messing with Dante, backfired on her and Sammy. It was a really great spot. Love the consecutive spots on women attacking the man, and at the end, Ty finishes off Sky with a Ty KO in 7 minutes. Love hating this team of Ty and Sammy, and I also love seeing Mixed Tag Championship being introduced to AEW TV. This was a really fun match. Stratusfied. And that was the women's wrestling segment of Rampage. They really need to book more women. Let's go to WWE SmackDown. We got to see Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament first round, Raquel Gonzalez and Aaliyah versus Xia Li and Shotzi. For two thrown together teams, I kind of live for both teams. Raquel and Aaliyah worked really great, like how her and Cora Jade was back in NXT. Strong big sister vibes we all love. And Xia and Shotzi are Asian sisters. Surprisingly looked great and looked cohesive as a team. This was a really fun tag match. Most of the match was about Xia and Shotzi cutting the ring in half, stopping Aaliyah from tagging in the big gun. And it obviously worked because crowd went wild when Raquel finally came in to hit the Tana Bomb. Also loved Natty and Sonya randomly coming out to watch this match. They didn't even do anything, but both Shotzi and Raquel whooped their ass, which was really funny. At the end, we saw Shotzi and Xia set up a double Russian leg sweep, but it was broken up by Aaliyah's huge spear, and then it finishes with a Tana Bomb in 9 minutes. So Stratusfied. Love that these tag tournament matches are getting some good time, and it's taken very seriously, as they should. We then see Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler's contract signing, surprisingly without a moderator. It's like free for all, just come in and sign and leave situation. And then who comes in first? It's not Shayna, it's not Liv, it's actually suspended Ronda Rousey coming in from the crowd. And as she comes in, the crowd goes wild for her. Who knew? All we needed was heel turn from Ronda for people to love her. She then pours out shit ton of money from her bag on the table, saying that she's paying double the fine that she was asked because she's going to get fined again since being the baddest is expensive, but she can afford it. I love this badass Rousey. Huge security team, and as one of the security put her hand on Rousey, Rousey judo flips the heck out of her. This is the Rousey that I want to see. So good, does not give a f. On her way out, her bestie Shayna Baszler comes in to tell Rousey this is not the way to go about it and you gotta play by the rules. I did not expect to hear that from Shayna, the law-abiding citizen. Ronda then tells Shayna,
You used to be a killer.
I really love this interaction, hope this builds to something more because I really need the rebirth of Deadly Shayna. And you know that Triple H loves Shayna, so she's coming. Shayna then goes into the ring and cuts a whole promo about how she'd tear Liv apart. Liv then comes in saying Shayna's a bootleg Ronda and she'll defeat Shayna just like she defeated Ronda twice. That prompts crowd chanting, "You tapped out." Booing Liv Morgan. Ouch. And as Liv signed the contract with her left hand, Shayna attacks Liv's injured arm and starts to tear her apart. And it feels so good to see the lethal Shayna back. We haven't seen this since the Screaming Goat Nia Jax situation. And when we thought we'll be leaving the segment with Liv on the ground, Liv fights back. She's a fighting champion, and she hits a huge corner Stratusfaction crashing into the table. That was so stratifying. Yes, this was a comprehensive segment with tons of goodies, turns, and twists. Really good preview of what Liv and Shayna match could be at pay-per-view, and tease of how Ronda can be involved. This was really juicy, and I cannot wait for this match, and I really hope Shayna could be what Jazz was to Trish Stratus, and will be able to elevate Liv on the next level to solidify her as the fighting champion. And lastly, Hit Row returns with B-Fab. B-Fab is back, and we're ready for it. Now on Friday, Impact also decided to run a show, and they had their pay-per-view Emergence air head-to-head with SmackDown and Rampage. But knockouts came to slay here though. On the pre-show, we got the Impact Knockout Tag Team Championship match, Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie versus Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo, the Vexed. By the way, get ready for Jessica in coming weeks. It's spelled like Jess, sick. But she's like really sick. You'll love her. The VXT here looks so damn good. Like that drip outfit homage to Maurice was on fire. And I was like, they have to win the title here. This was an action-packed match. Deonna and Chelsea worked so well as a team, obviously, because they're the best friends. Love Road to Valhalla and Facebuster tag move. The building momentum though kind of stopped by the end, which I'm assuming because they were cutting close to the start time of the actual pay-per-view. Sucks to be on the pre-show. So we see Rosemary getting checked by the referee after a kick to the face by Chelsea, probably getting loaded up with the green mist. And as Jessica distracts the referee, Rosemary attempts to green mist Chelsea, but misses it and hits Taya instead. Chelsea then hits Rosemary with the enziguri, and VXT finishes her off with a double suplex? Homage to Victoria winning her first title. Believe me, their tag finisher looks cooler than this, but something went wrong here. I swear, they have a cool tag finisher which is not a suplex. Anyway, huge congrats to Deonna and Chelsea. They're so strong as a team, but also as individuals. This could be the start of something new for the Knockouts tag division. Very satisfying. And we got Impact Knockout Championship match, Jordynne Grace versus Mia Yim. This match was everything. It was between two hungry competitors entering the ring to prove something. Jordynne Grace had something to prove as a newly crowned champion, and Mia had something to prove as she just landed an Impact after her release. And they sure delivered. So many great moments, just non-stop action back and forth. Love when they both locked each other with the inverted chin lock at the same time. Tornado DDT from Mia, and Jordynne reversing another tornado DDT with the muscle buster was so amazing. Insane code blue from the top rope, multiple "this is awesome" chant, and women's wrestling chant, which I still have chills from it. And Mia attempts a package pile driver, but Jordynne reverses it with another muscle buster to pick up the win from Mia in 14-minute heck of a match. This was really awesome, must-watch match. I really hope you see this if you haven't seen it. So satisfied. Both women gave everything to this match, and I was so proud of both of them. Post-match, Jordynne Grace offers a handshake to Mia, but before Mia can accept it, Masha Slamovich comes in to give Jordynne the death warrant, the death note. I was wondering where Masha's storyline is going, but I guess she's sick of waiting. We're sick of waiting. She's going straight to the top of the mountain, challenging the Knockout Champion right away, and this will be a heck of a Bound for Glory match. Thank you everyone for joining in for another weekly review. My voice was already gone from all the Impact action, but it's definitely gone right now. But this was a great week of wrestling, and I got to hang out with Gail and Mia this weekend in Chicago, which was so cool. But also, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell as Trish Stratus' top 5 episode is coming up, and make sure to use the code RINGTHEBELL or go to sheathunderwear.com/ringthebell for double pouch underwear, balls, and sausage. You got it all covered. And if you want to see all my selfies with Gail, you can go find me at Instagram DSShin and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Bye!